Welcome to PAREV-TV. As usual, we bring to you exciting programs with exciting people. Today, joining me is Karinne Andonian. A few months ago, before we were hit by the coronavirus, we were at the radio station and we were privileged to have her CD, which is entitled ACOUSTIC ARMENIA, and we played a couple of her songs, and beautiful songs indeed. Her music has been described as vivid, authentic, and moving. And all we know about her that she sings from the heart. In the album, there are 11 songs. And I have to tell you, I'm familiar with almost each and every one of them. My favorite is Chuknari Eraz. And I know Sarerin Hovi Mernim was Haran Dink's favorite. But there are two other songs. Later on, I'll like to talk to Garine and find more about them. And before I go to the songs, Garine, let me just tell you, I was watching a video which was recorded non-professionally in your house. You were sitting singing, accompanied by a gentleman on the guitar.
Yes.
And what was interesting is at the very end, it was not just an ending, there were claps, and I wanted to know who was clapping. It was the family and friends, I guess, who were sitting there enjoying the recital. Tell us about that evening, and if you had similar evenings, and what do these mean to you?
So we were trying, so that gentleman was Rafi Vartanian, and he just released an album as well recently, and we had to help us raise funds for these albums and these creative adventures that we were taking. We came up with the idea of having a house concert. Mm-hmm. And the first house concert was at my home. And I was probably about a month out from production of my album. Mm. And he was just starting his process. And we decided to include a philanthropic component to it as well. And Rafi is amazing in finding and vetting and advocating for so many NGOs globally, particularly in Armenia. So that's how that happened. And then it kind of inspired us to do some more. And we would have continued had COVID not happened and things like that. But the idea of this, I think the video that you saw actually happened at my cousin's home in Philadelphia, and that was our second house concert. And the idea of this was to bring Armenian music back to the home, back to the setting that it began after dinner, and with a singer and a oud player or whatever it is, just very simple. And to just enjoy the spirit of the music and enjoy the spirit of the evening, and also elevate the art a little bit. And not everything has to be kept all the time. So just to embrace that part of it.
It was such a warm evening, honestly, and it reminded me of the simple, beautiful things of life. It's in its simplicity. Nowadays, with the COVID, we realize how simple our lives are, and we miss the basic things in life. And that image reminded me of my childhood growing up, where people had maybe nothing, but they were enjoying each other's company and the songs and the spirit and the friendship and the family love. How long have you been in music? Yes, okay, that long.
I would say since I was born into a very musical family, and I grew up with hearing band practices and dumbeg sessions and whatnot as my lullabies to go to sleep. And so I've always been around it, and I thank my parents for exposing me to all music from all over the world from a very young age. So I have a great appreciation for musical expression.
You know, somewhere along the line, we have to mention your grandpa, Girar. This interview cannot be complete without mentioning him.
No,
so Girar Hovnanian is one of the 4 Hovnanian brothers, right? And you are his granddaughter, and you must be very proud of that. How many grandchildren did he have?
He had my 3 brothers and I, and my 2 cousins, so 6 of us total.
6 of you. God bless you. You know, and your grandma also, I have to mention it. She's from the Vospigian clan, and who has not heard of Vospigian clan? And the music they've provided America and the world. So I can see the music influence on you. The question is, what does music mean to you? Because you do much more than that CD album.
I do. Well, I have to also mention my mom's parents. They also sang, and for the reason I think, and same with both of my Gerard and Elizabeth, whom you had just mentioned, all 4 of my grandparents sang, and I think for the same reason that I sing, which is because it makes us feel things. It makes us feel joy or sadness, and for me, especially with the encouragement of my parents, especially my father being the singer in the Vospigian band, feeling like you have the opportunity to, I've been using the word express a lot, but you have the opportunity to express your spirit and express your soul, and to do it in a way that brings others joy and brings others feelings also. I mean, that's such a great feeling, and it's such a gift that I cherish, and so I'm grateful to share it. But you had asked what other things that I do with music. So I am also a music therapist, and I work in a pediatric medical hospital in Philadelphia, and that's a relatively new job. Prior to that, I was working with children from trauma and childhood trauma as adults, and so I had let me backtrack a minute. Anything that I was doing in my studies when I went through undergraduate school and graduate school, I always found my way back to using music as the catalyst. So I think it's just in me, and it would be doing a disservice to myself if I didn't use it. So for a short time, I also taught at Armenian Sisters Academy in Radnor, in Pennsylvania, and that was a beautifully enriching experience, and I learned so much Armenian music that I didn't even know existed. So that was incredible.
Can you explain to me, I've heard of music therapy, or how does it work? What kind of an influence does it have on the child?
Well,
what does it do to the child? What does it do?
Yeah, well, a lot of different things. An example of some of the things that I use while I'm in the hospital is I use the rhythms to help regulate heartbeats so that the child can be calm during a procedure.
Really?
Or, even just learning how to soothe. I also help their development. So, learning how to hold on to something and cross over and, follow direction. It's non-threatening because it's not verbal. And for adults too, music therapy has been used in geriatrics and every walk of life, from from premature babies to, end of life hospice care.
For me, especially Armenian music brings back memories. I could tell you, I heard that song Chiknag Yeraz when I was having a friendly birthday or whatever. I heard of Sari Siruniaro when I was, so it brings back memories and the friends we enjoyed it with, etc. How come you've selected these beautiful songs? Do you know them offhand? Because I would like to talk about the grandpa song and the lullaby for the kids. I'd like to leave it later. What are the other songs?
So, I think I have a list of songs that I just love that for years I've been collecting. If I ever do anything with them, these are the ones that I want to highlight. And I picked them up along the way. Like Baria Ragil is one that I learned when I was in Armenia for Birthright Armenia.
Every Armenian should know these songs, yes.
Everybody should know these songs, you're right.
Chiknag Yeraz.
Yes.
Anushkarun.
Now that yeah, I have. I appreciate and love your enthusiasm. Thank you.
Now you have to tell me more about Grandpa's selection, Grandpa's songs. Why did you entitle that? And what memories does it bring when you listen to these songs?
Well, I actually don't know a title for that song. And I searched for years to find another verse or music or another recording of it. He used to sing it. This was Jiraid's grandfather. He used to sing it to his wife, my grandmother Elizabeth. And
that's beautiful.
And he would get so emotional at the end that he couldn't sing it because he loved her so much. Beautiful. And so she would finish it. And I love that song. And when I had gone to Armenia for a birthright, he said, you know, when you're there, you need to find somebody and you need to record this song because I want to play it for Grandma. And so I searched and searched and I wasn't able to find it. I came across people who said, that sounds familiar, maybe from my grandparents' time, but nobody knew more. So I decided to call it Grandpa's song, and that's how that happened.
It's really beautiful. Also to have Kisher Pari, one dedicated to your 3 beautiful kids.
Thank you.
Who wrote the words for Kisher Pari?
I did, actually.
You did. Beautiful.
I say that. Thank you. I say Kisher Pari, Direm Kezi, Anush Kuner, Asfad Spahe, Ardung Desnavink every night.
Wait. The last one I love. Ardung Desnavink. That's a beautiful one. I never heard that before.
No.
Imagine you tucking them in bed and saying, Ardung Desnavink. That's kind of beautiful.
My dad used to say that to us when we were. My father used to say that.
Really?
And so I don't know. It stuck with me. So I embellished it, and I say that to my children. And one night they were being a little challenging, so I went and I got my guitar and I sat in between their beds and I came up with a song, and so that's Kisher Pari. Yeah.
You see, no matter what we are doing, even now at this very moment, as we share your experience with the community, the idea is to promote Armenian life. That's the idea, the basic idea. My question to you: how has Birthright Armenia helped you keep on the traditions or Armenian values and heritage?
That's a wonderful question. I was one of the earlier people. It has developed tremendously since I was there. I was there in 2006. And I think it helped build a bridge between the experience of living in Armenia and the experience of living in the diaspora. And I don't say the U.S., I say the diaspora because I met Armenians from everywhere. And I cherish that. And it was before social media was a huge thing. So this was in 2006. And I haven't been back to Armenia since, sadly. But because of social media and because of the the opportunity to connect with one another, I still feel it very alive. And I helped a couple people get excited about Birthright over the years and be a part of it. And so I think I keep a foot in the door. I hope to, at least.
You know, you're doing such a good job being the granddaughter of Jiraid and daughter of Stepan, and you're the mother of the kids. So you can see the tradition moving ahead. What would you recommend more to be done to maintain our traditions? Is it the church? Is it the Armenian school? What can we do? We know the problems we have. We're all dispersed in different parts of the world. And we have problems, but what can be done more? What do you think you are doing with the kids?
Well, a friend of mine and I from South Jersey, we started a Saturday Armenian school.
Really?
A few years back. And we have about 30 families or so, or 30 kids, excuse me.
That's a lot. Beautiful.
Yeah. And it's an hour and a half on Saturday mornings, and we incorporate half of it for language and half of it for culture. And we rotate between cooking, dance, and art. Our first year we did music as well, but it was a little much because I was also one of the language teachers. So it was a lot to change hats. So we took a pause on that. But I think more things like that, because we located families that maybe were half Armenian or quarter Armenian, and feeling connected with each other, just building a community has been so rewarding. And when I see kids going down the street or at like our town fair or whatever, and they see me, hi, Deacon Karine, hi, Buddy Louis, Deacon Karine. So, it feels so good that they're wearing it proudly. So I think more things like that. It doesn't have to always be a big, extravagant effort. Sometimes just having small little pockets of celebrating Armenianness.
Just give them the basic foundations and let them, as they grow up, take more interest and develop it.
May I add one more
thing?
Go
for it. It's your, I mean, you can say anything you want.
So something else that we had done in Armenian Hour, which was this past year, which was so great, is we tried to instill the values of the Armenian culture. So we have our review weeks, our family dinners.
Beautiful.
And it might be, so the emphasis on family, the emphasis on breaking bread together, things that are very consistent with Armenian values. And this year we tried to take it a step further, and we made Christmas cards for the Armenian nursing home. And we tried to, this one didn't fully pan out, but we're not forgetting about it. I'm trying to have some Skype sessions with Armenian schools in Armenia, or the Armenian Sisters Academy in California. So just for kids to connect with each other and be excited about it is what we try to do. And as parents, it's hard. As parents, it's very hard to maintain speaking Armenian in the home. And, you're also trying to help them learn how to read. And it takes a lot of effort, but we try. We dance a lot.
Hi, Deacon Garine. Հայերենը ինչպես է?
Yeah.
I
speak at my kids' grade level.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Even if you know Pare Luis Kisher Pari, Ardug Desnaving. I love that Ardug Desnaving. I've never heard that before. I'm going to use it, or tell people to use it. I'm going to tell my wife, Ardug Desnaving. That's beautiful. Garine, I really appreciate all your comments, the fact that you are talking to us. In closing, is there anything you would like to tell parents or the community or your friends, music lovers, anything? You can promote your CD if you want.
Well, sure, you should definitely take a listen to Acoustic Armenia. Enjoy with a glass of wine after dinner with friends. I think that if I were to say anything, I guess I would say anything. I think it's very important to live your life in a way that is fulfilling to yourself and fulfilling to others. My grandfather, Jirai, to bring it full circle, used to emphasize the importance of happiness.
Beautiful.
And whether that was making somebody else happy or making yourself happy, it had to be a part of every day. And for me, engaging in music, either music listening or music making, is something that brings me joy, and it brings me peace. And I wish, especially now during this time, I wish that everybody is able to access that within themselves and feel and hold it compassionately. And yeah, so that's what I would say. Everybody's doing what they can, and it's important to find something that you can use to express yourself and be creative. It's good for the soul.
You know, people say that you sing from the heart. You also speak from your heart, Garine. And everything you've said, in Armenia, they say, "Ichorotz serde," from the depth of your soul, of your heart, the words are coming out, and we can relate to that. All I can do is thank you very much and keep up the good work and enjoy the music and brighten the lives of all your friends.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.